Well, thank you very much for the question. Actually, the mechanism, individual complaint mechanism, was introduced after the regulation 2016-1624 of Frontex was adopted. It was proposed, or it was suggested to be introduced by the European Ombudsman. The European Parliament also backed this proposal by the European Ombudsman. And the reason mainly for the proposal for introduction in the regulation is because the operational tasks of Frontex have been reinforced, strengthened. So that's why we, or the Commission and the Parliament, finally decided that an individual complaint mechanism was necessary to be introduced. However, I argue that this mechanism is insufficient or is not working as it's supposed to. Why? Well, first of all, because the fundamental rights officer, that is the person in charge of it, is understaffed, does not have the sufficient financial means. Secondly, because it's independent. It's not independent, it's not impartial. The member states and the executive director are the ones in analyzing these complaints. And finally, we only see a dialogue between the states and the agency and the fundamental rights officer. So my recommendation in order to really reinforce this individual complaint mechanism will be, very obviously, to provide the means that the fundamental rights officer should have in order to really have an effective mechanism, and also to provide the power to the fundamental rights officer to probably suspend an operation that we have assessed that is violating fundamental rights, or to say that the financial support to that operation is not going to be continued if that state or that border guard is violating fundamental rights.